And now we indeed have pure sex. Explosions have started. Friends, hello everyone. If you can hear and see me, then you are on the Ivlev'S Chef channel. Oh, the country season has begun. Yes, spring has come, summer is coming soon. Many start going to their 600 square meters to prepare for May Day. Of course, on May 1st we won't have a cleanup day, but May 1st, traditionally, what do we start doing? Grilling kebabs. And the season of everything country begins. Today I decided to prepare the dish country stew from what we have, simmered in tomato sauce with green peas. Right. How about me? What does from what we have mean? Well, let's not hide the truth. We still bring some semi-finished products, kebabs, sausages, small sausages, meatballs, and much, much more. Sometimes we don't eat everything, or rather, we don't even unpack it. Somewhere it all sits in the corner, some freezer, that icy coffin. And then we start looking for all of it little by little, and it turns out half a pack there, half a pack here. To do with it, give it to the dogs. Well, it's also true. But guys, we can cook everything from this. Besides everything else, we will need tomato sauce, although we can use tomato paste. And one more small point, these are cherry tomatoes. After all, it's summer, and we want beauty and deliciousness everywhere, not just in the garden, with beautiful beds and greenhouses, but also, accordingly, in food. So I suggest, if you're really lazy, forget it. You can leave the skin on cherry tomatoes. But if you're not lazy after all, and you decided to do everything according to feng shui, like the chef does, then boil some water. It's boiling for me. I make a small cross-shaped cut through the tomatoes. That's it. Nothing complicated from here. We need to remove the skin. To help you understand, tomato skin is not digested by our body, so it's best, if possible, to remove it. It looks nicer. Let's throw them in. We hold them for literally 1 minute. When we see that the tomatoes start to burst, the skin begins to crack not only where we made the cut, but overall. That's it. We immediately start running cold water so that the tomato doesn't turn into puree, but stays as tomatoes. You need to stop it in order to simply remove the tomato skin. The tomatoes are ready. What do we do next? The most important thing is not to eat it. So, we have sausages here. We cut them like this. If you no longer want to cook pea soup or solyanka, then put all the smoked meats in one place, like this. This is quite a brutal, masculine, child-friendly dish because children really love it. Of course, not everyone can have this because there are doctor's orders not to eat smoked foods. I've chopped everything. I also take some garlic right away. Oops, crushed it. And I chopped it quite coarsely like this. So, guys, as always in our style, let's take everything and head to the stove. So we take some kind of container with high sides. This is essential because there will be a lot of sauce. First of all, of course, we start frying what we have raw. In this case, from this set of smoked foods, we only have cured meats. So, we let the meatballs fry gently. For that, we add the smoked meats that we have accordingly. I can say right away that this dish can be easily made in a cauldron. It will turn out very well too. So there is an opportunity for fresh herbs. Use fresh herbs. If not, you can use dried ones. In this case, I am preparing thyme for myself. To ensure that our tomatoes do not turn into tomato puree, as you understand, we will add them last. And there is one main ingredient here, green peas with frozen freeze. I haven't taken it out, but it's currently in my freezer marinating, so we will get to it later. Here's the thing. We add garlic here. We add fresh thyme here. A fairly large amount of salt. By the way, salt is very important. We will add it along with sugar, but a little later, after the tomato sauce. Sea salt, it doesn't make any difference. Of course, pepper. By the way, I like a lot of pepper in this dish to make it really, so that it's, wow. And of course, my favorite, coriander as well. Now the tomatoes, a small amount of water. I lower the heat slowly. Now we need to carefully and gently mix the sauce very evenly without rushing. We need a small amount of granulated sugar. After all, there is acidity, so we will slightly neutralize it. Now we need to bring all of this to a boil. Simmer for 3 minutes, maximum of 5, and then remove it. Green basil, if you have fresh, use fresh. I have let it wilt a little here. There is no fresh basil, dried basil is used. You can use purple oregano. There are no questions about that. This green basil, if you see, I tear it finely by hand like this. Not with a knife. When there is time, it's better to tear everything by hand. Of course, the aroma is absolutely insane. You can definitely add potatoes to this dish if someone prefers it heartier. By the way, you can add buckwheat to this dish. Make an improvisation, a la buckwheat in merchant style. We have already prepared it on the channel. You already know what it is. And most importantly, what it is eaten with. What do we have? We have it boiling here. So it's very important what I'm going to tell you guys. Of course, don't rush, but cook everything very well. And of course, do you know what else you need to buy for this dish? I'll show you now. This is what you need to buy. Bread. Because believe me, you will want to. Put bread in this tomato sauce. Everything has boiled for us. I am adding basil here, and I am adding peeled tomatoes. So, I repeat, if you're lazy, you can skip peeling the skin. Well, now, of course, frozen green peas for flavor. And of course, for a certain combination. Really love green and red. It turns out beautiful. I would also add boiled lentils here. And it would go very well, for example, with white beans. It all depends on your taste. So we simmer for 5 minutes and then start eating. So, my friends, as promised, you don't need to cook this for long, because firstly, the meatballs cook very quickly, and all the other semi-finished products are ready. We have correctly combined the spices and herbs, and now we have pure bliss. Well, friends, you see how everything is elementary and how everything is genius, delicious, and simple. The main thing is to subscribe to the right channel, to the right cupboard, so that you can understand how to live deliciously. And just so you understand, life is indeed absolutely delicious. Dip. Oh, how the pepper plays. Bright. Powerful. An explosion in the head. Just an explosion in the head. Start the season deliciously and correctly. Make such a stew and leave your comments. Bye-bye. See each other very soon.